Avatar: The Last Airbender continues on season 1, episodes 11 and 12 in book 1. I can't believe it. This is called The Great Divide. I don't even know what to say after last time when it came to that guy Jet, who seemed like this amazing guy, you know? It's just like, how do you not? Katara's like in love with him. It's awesome. He's saying all the perfect things, but Sokka's like, not really sure about this guy. And sure enough, Sokka's right. Do not discount Sokka. So remember, if you want every single episode unedited, all of it behind the scenes, when I stop, when I talk, the whole thing, go to Patreon. The VIP tier has your reactions in full for every series we do. And there is a chat room for every series we do that you can come in and talk to me. I go in there every single day to respond to people and talk about these series. I am loving it. Shout out to the people at Patreon. I appreciate the support. It's a great way to support a channel and a great way to get tons of extra content. What kind of shenanigans can they get into today? And can Aang finally learn what he needs to learn by the end of summer?
Aren't you forgetting the tarp?
Right, got it.
Sokka, you're supposed to put the tarp on top of the tent. You know, so we don't get rained on.
Sokka.
Ordinarily, you'd be right, but seeing how it's the dry season, you're not.
Well, if you don't like my firewood,
Fine by me, if you're not gonna do your job.
Okay, I get the grub if you guys got the... Hey, where's the campfire? And what happened to the tent? Okay.
Man, this is your classic sibling rivalry, right? Where I've had it with you. We've grown up together. I know your shenanigans. I know the things you do. I know the way you act. And neither one is backing down here. It's like if they could both just do what they need to do. If Sokka, the one thing with him, these are a lot of clients I've had like Sokka. If he could just hear, hey, just because you think the way to do it is always the way you think it's the way to do it, you know, it's the right way, it's not going to help you get along with people in life. Like, try to hear what other people are saying. And just because this is the impulsivity and immaturity kicking in, just because it's a few extra minutes and a little extra work to put the tarp up, doesn't mean forget it, it's not worth doing. Because so often, he's like an ADD guy. So often it's like, wait, it's not raining, it's dry season. We really don't need the tarp. Well, you probably don't unless it rains. Then you're sunk. So better to be safe than sorry. It's also Katara's saying. And very often she's correct in the domestic ways of life. In other words, be careful, step by step, don't back down. And listen to this in life. Are you a Katara or are you a Sokka? Which one are you? Because very often one of us are one or the other. I'm the Sokka. I'm the guy that's like, no, we don't need to do that. And then sure enough, it rains. And then it's on me. Well, I didn't know it was going to rain. But I've learned over life in my 55 years to say, maybe I need to listen to my wife. Maybe I need to listen to people around me. And if it makes them feel better to do that, let's just put the tarp up. It's okay. Instead, he hurls an insult at her about the kindling. And she's like, I've had it. I've had it with you always trying to be right and always trying to tell me what I'm supposed to do. She's trying to help. She's trying to put it up. And Aang comes in just, hey, everybody have fun. It's okay. He doesn't mind fighting at all. He's just like, we'll deal with this. But please, this is what destroys relationships. When you dig your heels in and say, I'm not going to budge.
Listen, guys. Harsh words won't solve problems. Action will. Why don't you just switch jobs?
Sounds good.
Whatever.
You see that? Settling feuds and making peace. All in a day's work for the Avatar.
Then I'm sure we'll be able to see it very clearly from the air while we fly away.
Hey, if you're looking for the canyon guide, I was here first.
Ooh, canyon guide.
Who is
Sounds
this?
informative.
Believe me, he's more than a tour guide. He's an earthbender, and the only way in and out of the canyon is with his help.
Is that your tribe?
It most certainly is not. That's
Oh,
the
no.
Shang tribe, a bunch of low-life thieves. They've been the enemies of my tribe for 100 years. Hey, Shangs! I'm saving a spot for my tribe, so don't even think of stealing it!
Where are the rest of the Ganjin?
Earthbender.
Sorry about the wait, youngsters. Who's ready to cross this here canyon?
They get all this danger in, like this is about to be a battle and a war. And then these wise old people just come in. You know, it's the wise old grandma, it's the wise old grandpa, it's the wise earthbender tour guide. It's the Iro guy who's like, hey, we just know better. Follow your leaders is what I say. You know, there's a lot of wisdom in future and generations past, people who are older, a lot of wisdom.
You're not seriously gonna cave into these spoiled Ganjins? I mean, we're refugees too. And we've got sick people that need shelter.
Well,
We've got old people who are weary from traveling.
Sick people get priority over old people.
Maybe you Zhangs wouldn't have so many sick people if you weren't such slobs.
Everyone listen up!
She just steps in.
This is the Avatar. And if you give him a chance, I'm sure he can come up with a compromise that will make everyone happy.
You could share the Earthbender and travel together?
Absolutely not.
This has such a tie to the Bible, you know. When you think of Jesus coming and being here, and you think of these tribes and clans and people, you know, who are, you know, the prostitutes, the sinners, the tax collectors, and then you've got the Pharisees who think they're better than everybody else and know everything, and you've got this nation, that nation. It reminds me so much of that, where we're not going to be seen with them. That would be the worst thing possible. We can't commingle. Jesus comes along and says, follow me. Doesn't matter who you are. Let's go if you're willing. I don't understand why people can't get along. I can totally disagree with you and how you live your life and your traditions and your customs. I can totally disagree with it. Like, I don't have to hate it. I can just say, that's not for me. That's not what I do. It's not what I believe. That's not what I do. But I can still like be friends with you. I can still get along with you. We can still walk a trail together. It's such a good script for life.
Sorry, Appa. You'll have to do this on your own.
And this feuding tribe stuff is serious business. Are you sure it's a good idea getting involved in this?
To tell the truth,
I don't know, man.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But when have I ever been?
Makes me
He's
nervous.
the Avatar, Sokka. Making peace between people is his job.
What a tour. Oh, no. That is phenomenal, man.
the job's much more than bending, kid. Folks want information.
He's giving a good tour.
Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
These people are fleeing the Fire Nation, aren't they?
Ah.
Gotta make sure we can't be followed.
Very smart.
We'll be safe now.
Oh my
What was
goodness.
Canyon crawler. Oh, and there's sure to be more.
I thought the whole point of ditching our food was so we wouldn't have to deal with things like canyon crawlers.
It's the Zhangs. They took food down here even after the guide told them not to.
What? If there's anyone who can't go without food for a day, it's you pampered Ganjins.
Enough! I thought I could help you guys get along, but I guess that's not gonna happen. We should split up. Ganjin's on this side and Zhang's on that side. We'll travel in 2 separate lines. Sokka, you go with the Zhangs, and Katara, you go with the Ganjins. See if you can find out why they hate each other so much.
Yeah. Oh, they brought
Would you
food.
care for some bread, Katara?
So it was you guys who had food. Well, I guess it's okay if everyone's doing it.
Garden of Eden.
The patriarch of our tribe, Jin Wei, was an earthbender warrior who was assigned an important duty, transporting our sacred orb from the Great Eastern Gate to the Great Western Gate. But as he approached the gate, Jin Wei was attacked by one of the Zhang, a vermin named Wei Jin, who looked at the orb with envy. That coward Wei Jin knocked Jin Wei to the ground and stole our sacred orb.
And believing
Care
it.
for some meat?
Would I?
He didn't
Know
even
what you
ask.
must be thinking. We're horrible for endangering everybody by bringing.
Isn't that something? So Katara's like, hey, y'all. And they're like, what? They're doing it, so we're not going to let our people starve. Didn't feel bad at all. Then you've got this group who's supposedly the bad group who's been so ruthless and This person's like, I know what you're thinking. We shouldn't have done this. Feels a little bit bad for it. Very interesting how these groups think different.
Our forefather, Wei Jin, was leaving the western gate of our village when he saw a figure in the distance. It was a man of the Ganjin tribe. Jin Wei collapsed on the ground. Noble Wei Jin stopped to help him. Wei Jin tried to tend to the man's wounds, but Jin Wei insisted the orb was more important and asked him to take it back to his tribe. Kind Wei Jin promised to send help for the man as soon as he could. But as Wei Jin crossed the border to return the orb into Ganjin territory, he was arrested. Instead of thanking him for his kind and selfless deed, they sentenced him to 20 long years in prison.
Oh, wow.
We Zhangs will never forget that injustice.
The same story, two different ways. This is just like people, you know? There's, like they always say, there's three different ways to look at an argument or something where it's like your way, my way, and the truth. There's just, oh my gosh, this is something to hear how we function in daily life. Like, no, that's not how we saw it. We saw it this way. Whose is really the truth? Probably neither one is exactly the truth.
It's lonely, isn't it? Being impartial.
I wish I could help these people get along, but it just seems impossible. Anyhow, I guess our biggest problem is getting out of here.
I'm not so sure the two problems are unrelated.
They ambushed Jin Wei and stole the sacred orb.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Katara, what are you talking about? Wei Jin didn't steal the orb. He was returning it to their village gate and was wrongfully punished by the Ganjin.
Not punished enough, if you ask me.
Okay, I get it.
Like, I'm not going to get in the middle of whether y'all going to disagree and just stay on two separate sides the rest of your life. That's fine. Y'all want to be bitter, angry, resentful. I wish people wouldn't do that so much. Like, I hate them. They are horrible. And then whenever that infects you, it changes you. It doesn't mean you have to always just say, it's fine, you're awesome. You can really disagree and dislike someone. But if it fills you with rage or anger or upset or resentment day by day, it's going to live with you. It's going to change how you look at life. So how can you come together and figure out a way, even though we won't be around each other, to get out of this trouble we're in so that we can move on with life? Ain't so good.
Harsh words won't solve problems. Action will.
Perhaps the Avatar is right.
Yes, perhaps he is.
Harsh words will never solve our problems.
Action will.
Oh no, y'all, we got to get out of the canyon. Cut the beard, cut the hair. Oh wow, that was strong.
Everyone smuggled food down here? Unbelievable! You guys put our lives in danger because you couldn't go without a snack for a day? You are all awful!
Oh, we're in trouble now.
Oh no! That's a lot of canyon crawlers.
We barely survived one.
They're coming back for me. They've had a taste, and they're coming back for me.
Wow. Poor Sokka's got nothing. Oh, that was good. Sokka's got the boomerang. Don't underestimate Sokka. Man, Sokka gonna come through. He's like, I will take care of my own business right here. I got this boomerang sword. It's gonna hold me just fine. And how do you take these out without everybody? It takes everybody.
Everybody, watch me do what I do!
Oh, wow. Man, how are they doing this?
Now follow me! We're riding out of this hole! Everyone, get off!
Too bad we can't rewrite history. You thieves stole our sacred orb from Jin Wei.
You tyrants unjustly imprisoned Wei Jin for 20 long years.
Wait a second. Jin Wei? Wei Jin? I know those guys. First of all, Jin Wei and Wei Jin weren't enemies. They were brothers. Twins, in fact.
You're saying the sacred orb was actually a sacred ball?
Nope, just a regular ball.
What about our tribe's redemption ritual?
That's what the game was called, redemption.
Huh.
As soon as someone got the ball from one goal to the other, everyone would yell, redemption!
Redemption!
I suppose it's time we forget the past.
And look to the future.
I'm going to! I'm sick of this place!
That's some luck you knew Jin Wei and Wei Jin.
You could call it luck, or you could call it lying.
Oh!
I made the whole thing up. You did
Aang.
not.
How in the world did he think on the spot of making up a story that was kind of so ridiculous and childlike that they probably wouldn't believe it, but they did, just to be able to get them to get along? That is the beauty of, what are we fighting about? What's the actual point anyway? This shows how ridiculous their fighting was, because look, if y'all saw history a different way, then you wouldn't be thinking about the present that way. So if we get on two sides so firmly, you know that game where you tell a story about there's a white picket fence outside a house with brown shutters with a porch swing in front of it. You tell all these details and then you pass it to the next person and then you whisper in the ear of the next person the story. By the time it gets to the end of the line, it's a completely different story than it started because of detail. This is one of those stories. So please be careful to judge, not to judge before we know actually what happened. And also, because of history, can't we still get along anyway? Oh, Avatar, The Last Airbender, Book 1, Episode 12, The Storm. Oh, wow. He can do it now, too? It's got to be a dream.
We need you, Aang.
I need you too. Be careful, guys! Guys? Gyatso?
Why did you disappear?
I didn't mean to.
We need you, Aang.
Oh, no. He's sinking. Nightmare.
What's going on? Did we get captured again?
You seem to be having a lot of nightmares lately.
Poor
You
thing.
want to tell me about it?
I think I just need some rest.
You guys want to hear about my dream? That's okay. I didn't want to talk about it anyway.
Uh-oh. Fire Kingdom.
There is a storm coming. A big one.
You're out of your mind, Uncle. The weather's perfect. There's not a cloud in sight.
A storm is
Iroh
approaching
knows.
from the
Better
north.
watch out. This is the part of trusting your elders, knowing that people who are wise, not everybody in your life, but when you find a wise elderly person or a wise person who's ahead in age of you, the best way to learn is through other people's mistakes. Whoever invented that saying was genius, because the best way to learn is through other people's mistakes. And also, you want to try to pay attention to wisdom from people who have lived life before you. And he is a wise person. It doesn't always sound like he knows what he's talking about. Sounds lazy, sounds tired, sounds old. But he's been right so far.
Safety of the crew doesn't matter.
Oh no. Are you serious?
Finding the Avatar is far more important
Wow.
than any individual's safety. Ah!
Out of money. Man.
Out of food and out of money. Now what are we supposed to do?
You could get a job, smart guy.
We shouldn't go out there. Please, the fish can wait.
Maybe we should find some shelter?
Are you kidding? Shelter from what?
My joints say there's going to be a storm. A bad one.
Well, it's your joints against my brain.
There it is, buddy.
Looks like your uncle was right about the
Zuko,
storm
what'd you think
after
about
all.
that, man?
Lucky guess.
Lieutenant!
Lucky guess.
You'd better learn some respect, or I will teach it to you.
What do you know about respect?
Boy. Come on, y'all. You can disagree, but
We're all
don't ruin
a
the
bit
whole deal.
tired from being at sea so long. I'm sure after a bowl of noodles, everyone will feel much better.
I love this, how they come back to the basics.
I said I was gonna do this job. I can't back out just because of some bad weather.
The boy with the tattoos has some sense. You should listen to him.
Boy with tattoos. Airbender tattoos. Then I guess I must have imagined the last 100 years of war and suffering.
It's like, dude, I've
is
been
the
in ice,
bravest
man.
person I know. He has done nothing but help people and save lives since I met him. It's not his fault he
Aang
disappeared,
is not
right,
feeling
Aang?
good.
Aang, what's wrong?
He's getting out of there. I feel like he would feel bad, knowing him, he would feel bad about abandoning people, even though it wasn't his fault. Like he was stuck in ice, but that he abandoned people and that they suffered like that. And he didn't want to sit there and hear that. It's hard to hear, but maybe something else.
You're a horrible old man.
Yeah. You mean old man?
Appa, yip yip.
See you, old man.
They left without saying goodbye.
I'm sorry for running away.
It's okay. That fisherman was way out of line.
Actually, he wasn't.
What do you mean?
I don't want to talk about it.
It has to do with your dream, doesn't it? Talk to me.
Well,
That's so
it's kind of
it, because the dream was, we need you. Where are you? You're not here. It's like he can't be somewhere he didn't know he was supposed to be.
I was playing with some other kids just outside the south wall. I was trying to teach them how to do the air scooter. First, you form the ball. Then you gotta get on quick. Where'd you learn that trick, Aang? I made it up. Wow!
Aang, come with us. We
Gyatso.
need to speak with you.
How do you know it's me?
We have known you were the Avatar for some time. Do you remember these?
Those were some of my favorite toys when I was little.
The toys you picked were the 4 Avatar relics. These items belong to Avatar's past. Your own past lives.
Wow.
I just chose them because they seem fun.
I know.
I fear that war may be upon us, young Avatar.
We need you, Aang.
That's what it is.
My nephew is a complicated young man. He has been through much.
If I'm going to rule this nation one day, don't you think I need to start learning as much as I can?
Very well. But you must promise not to speak.
No speaking.
These old folks are a bit sensitive, you know.
Thank you, Uncle.
Just listen. This is what I want some younger people to understand in life. I think that could be super helpful. That's why they say we have one mouth and 2 ears. We should listen twice as much as we speak a lot of times. That you don't have to agree with, you don't have to even ascribe to or follow everything that other people say to you, especially people who are more experienced or have been around. But to be able to have respect for other people and to know when your time is to talk or not to talk is super important. So sometimes you're in a meeting like this, even though you might hear things you don't like, it's important to just listen and soak it in and know that your time will come.
So I am recommending the 41st Division.
But the 41st is entirely new recruits. How do you expect them to defeat a powerful Earth Kingdom battalion?
I don't. They'll be used as a distraction.
Oh, wow.
You can't sacrifice an entire division like that. Those soldiers love and defend our nation. How can you betray them?
So you were upset that you were the Avatar? Why wouldn't you be excited about it?
Well, I didn't know how to feel about it. All I knew was that after I found out, everything began changing.
Now that you're the Avatar, it's kind of an unfair advantage for whichever team you're on.
But I'm still the same.
I
Nothing's
know.
changed. So what? I can't play?
That's the only fair way.
Oh, okay.
After Zuko's outburst in the meeting, the Fire Lord became very...
So I have a feeling Zuko was really good-hearted and wanted the best and cared for people. Can't do that to these people, putting them out there to die like that. That's not fair. And then must have gotten kicked out, and then his heart became so hard and just resentful and bitter that I'm going to prove to him I know how to do this and I can be a leader.
Angry with him. He said that Prince Zuko's challenge of the general was an act of complete disrespect. Zuko looked upon the old general he had insulted and declared that he was not afraid. But Zuko misunderstood. Zuko would have to do his own father.
Oh, no.
All I want is what is best for him.
But what we need is what's best for the world. You and Aang must be separated.
The Avatar will be sent away to the Eastern Air Temple to complete his training.
One person wants him to be able to go and to get trained and to become strong and powerful from a young age. It's kind of like sports today, where children grow up and they're like all intensive into sports and they're trying to be the best they can at everything. It's such a young age when they don't even know if that's really what they want to do. So part of them need to stay a young child. We cannot rush these things. And sometimes these wise people like Gyatso and Iroh, they get passed by.
I'm not going to let them take you away from me. Aang?
He left on his own? Oh boy. He took off. He got Appa and took off into the storm. They must have sank into the ocean. And then somehow the ocean froze. Ah, he did the, and then it just went into a ball of ice.
Next thing I knew, I was waking up in your arms after you found me in the iceberg. And then the Fire Nation attacked our temple. My people needed me and I wasn't there to help.
You don't know what would have.
The world needed me and I wasn't there to help.
Do you now? You give people hope.
Exactly. And you can do that too.
When Prince Zuko saw that it was his father who had come to duel him, he begged for mercy. You will fight for your honor.
I meant you no disrespect.
Look at him.
I am your loyal son.
Rise and fight.
I've been hating Zuko this whole time when I shouldn't. See, I judged before I should have. Exactly what I'm telling you not to do, I did. Because maybe he went through some really tough times. Maybe he has a dad that was too hard on him. Maybe he had his dad that was judgmental and harsh and unforgiving. And he had, I wonder if he just ran away. If he just said, I'm getting out of here, and he backed down. And because he backed down, the father said, you're out of here. I'm kicking you out.
And suffering will be your teacher. I looked away.
Oh. Had to take it.
After the duel, the Fire Lord said that by refusing to fight, Zuko had shown shameful weakness. As punishment, he was banished and sent to capture the Avatar.
To
capturing the Avatar,
get the approval of his father.
Of things returning to normal.
Always
things will
seeking
never
approval.
return to normal. But the important thing is, the Avatar gives Zuko hope.
Yep. Even though Iroh knows it's wrong, what the dad did.
It's okay. You're safe.
But my husband isn't.
What do you mean? Where's Sokka?
They haven't returned. They should have been back by now. And this storm is becoming a typhoon. They're caught out at sea.
Be back soon. I promise.
Gosh.
Where were we hit?
I don't know.
Zuko saved him. So he does care. Went through the wave.
Whoa! There!
The Avatar!
Oh,
what do you want to do, sir?
Let him go. We need to get this ship to safety.
Gosh, y'all.
I'm too young to die.
I'm not, but I still don't wanna.
Oh my goodness. Oh, they're back in the water again. Gonna put them in ice? Protected bubble? How do you get out of the eye? Because you have to go with the storm wherever it goes. There it is. Aang's like,
Oh, this boy an apology.
He doesn't have to apologize.
Oh, what if instead of an apology, I give him a free fish and we call it even?
Actually, I don't eat meat.
Fish ain't meat.
Seriously? You're still gonna pay me, right?
I'm here now and I'm going to make the most of it.
I don't think you're gonna have those nightmares anymore.
If you weren't here now,
Well, I guess I wouldn't be either. Thank you for saving my life, Avatar.
Love it. I love that. Avatar, The Last Airbender, episodes 11 and 12. This show is awesome because you're right. It is the exact relief I need from intensity and death and tragedy and trauma and all that stuff that's so real life. This one has a healthy dose of comedy in it. It has a healthy dose of life lessons and also that childlike component that we all need because we take life too seriously so much of the time. Don't forget, if you want full unedited episodes of this series or any other one we do, go to Patreon, the VIP tier. We appreciate you. We appreciate the support. Get tons of extra content, lots of series, and 2 new ones coming out soon, I think. And the VIP tier gets to vote on what we watch next. Go check it out if you get a chance. And thank you for being a part of this series with me. I have loved watching this. I can't wait to see what's coming up next. Don't forget, it's not real therapy, just Tom watching Avatar. Do you want help? Go get it. We have links in the description. Check it out. Also, leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this. No spoilers, but tell me what I didn't get here or what I need to know because I love getting into this. I feel like I'm getting more and more into this, which is awesome, and understanding more. And also, mental health matters, and we should all remember that. See you on the next Reaction Therapy.